I've also seen racism, deserving Indian candidates or international candidates not getting promoted because of a certain, not every, but certain kind of cultural.
This is something that a query that we very often are asked by students, and it would be very dishonest of me to turn back and say, oh, absolutely not. That is not the case. However, what I tell the students, what I'm saying to you now, and what I honestly have experienced, and I know, is that every country, every society will have some negative elements to it. Right? For example, you hear a lot of things about India, about, let's say, Delhi not being, I think a perfect example is Delhi is not a safe city for women.
Right.
And I'll just go back to where we started, where I was talking about my background, small town, coming into big bad city of Delhi. Everybody would ask me, oh my God, you live alone in Delhi. You know, it's so unsafe for women. It's so unsafe for women. But does that every organization I've worked for, all the friends I've made, or all the life that I've made in Delhi is made on the basis of really some brilliant people who have changed my life for the good. And yet Delhi is an unsafe city for women. Right? You can't say it's a very safe city for women. Yet
Right.
it is.
I mean, there are some cases
there is
happen.
an element. There is an element of that. So I compare that to the UK. There is an element of that. Yeah.
Okay,
But you can make your life by meeting the right people, the good people, to navigate around it, you know, to be able to make your mark.
क्योंकि मेरा खुद मैं सबको convey करता हूँ. It's not about country. It's not about society. It's about us. Sorry, but I'll be honest here. Even when a South Indian comes to India, in North India, there is a certain racism.
There is.
And similarly, when North Indian goes to South India, there is a certain of racism. And more than racism is their kind of culture, and you like act the way we are acting. You know, because that's normal, right? Similarly, when our Indians don't go into UK or UK, why we call Gora? Why we call Fiang? That's racism.
Yeah.
Right. So when it comes, and I also say that I'm always a hero of my story. I'm always right. You know, so it's worldwide. It's not in UK. It's not in India. It's in Australia. It's in, and then it's dependent upon person to person. You know, if someone is coming to my office, I would expect him to follow my protocols, to respect my culture nuances, and then in return you will also get a same treatment once you are respecting. You know? So this is to all the students. There's no racism in the world, and there's racism everywhere. So it depends on how you're acting. Similarly, you will get a reaction.
But what you said, Saurabh, is very true, and I 100% agree to it, that sometimes it is perceived racism rather than real racism. So it is what you are perceiving. I'll give you my own example. Probably my first visit to the UK or something like that. I had no clue. I'd never traveled abroad before that.
Right.
And here we are used to, you check into a hotel, somebody will help you, so on and so forth. So I was in this hotel. It was a small little inn kind of a place. And I had gone shopping, and I was carrying many bags. And while at the back, of course, I knew of certain things, like you don't have people to carry your bags and all that. And I was getting late for a meeting. So I rushed into the reception. I left my bags there, and I said, can you place them in my room, please? And the only reason I was saying was because I had the taxi waiting for me. I had to rush, and my room was somewhere like on the loft or somewhere I was staying. So the person turned to me and said, why can't you place them yourself? Natural. Nobody asks anybody there to do these things. And I was really taken aback. And my first reaction was, how rude. And he's probably behaving like this because I'm Indian. So, and like I said, it was my first visit. I said, I'm sorry, but I'm getting late. That is why. So then he said, oh, well, in that case, I'll leave it here. When you come back, you take it. And as I learned more, I realized that it was my fault. I did not know, I did not understand, and I should not be jumping. It was a perceived racism. And again, so many examples. Students have told me about how they were asked to leave a restaurant. So I had my colleague from the university with me, when she was listening to the story, and they said, were you just sitting around and did not order for a long time? Now in India, you're sitting around and not order for half an hour. Nobody's going to say, are you going to order? Or, you'll have to vacate the table. So, they were asked to leave because they were just not ordering. They just had one drink and there were 7 of them or something like that. And that is unheard of. You can't go with a group of 7 people and just one person orders a drink and then occupy. That is unheard. You cannot do that in the UK. So again, perceived racism. If a group of English boys were sitting there and done that, they would have been asked to leave as well.